Good. Are we on? I'm on mute. Sorry. Now I'm live. The lighting is there, but look at how much nicer and bright and happy and fun and full of hope and joy and mirth. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. It is indeed Sunday, and as such, there's a lot of things going on. First of all, I encourage you to watch the latest episode of AEW with my guest, Orange Cassidy. I've never seen an Orange Cassidy interview like it in my life. It was unflinching. It was raw. It was emotional. And kudos to the AEW staff, not only the production staff, but the editorial staff, to have the integrity and the bravery to say, we have to put this up. This is an accurate account of what happened. And it might not be pretty, but the world deserves to see it. So thank you for that, number one. Number two, it is Mother's Day. And as such, some of us have mothers, some of us don't. I don't know how you came into this world, but nevertheless, salute them. And I would like to say to my mother, hey, thanks. Let's get a look at the underwear. They're blue. They're festive, I guess. They're fun. Yes. It's almost like one of those linoleum patterns you would find in maybe a hospital that's in need of renovation. Violet says, I'll watch. I have nothing to do. Is the best way to do that. Amanda said, good morning, sir, and good morning, friends. Mia said, morning, beautiful people. Happy Mother's Day to the moms out there. Love the blue undies. Very festive. That's obviously where I got that word from. Almighty Scorpion said, greetings, party people. This is not a party. This is more of an observance. Neil said, good morning to everyone who actually thinks Game Plan is Dwayne's best movie. Positively E used the Hulk Hogan emoji on Mother's Day and said, hi, RJ. Hi, chat. Nug said, morning, all, happy Mother's Day. And happy Mother's Day not only to your mother, but to your wife, who is enjoying her first Mother's Day with that rambunctious little child, that cherub of charisma that baby is. Happy Mother's Day to her. And, of course, your long-suffering mother. Andrea said, good morning, everyone. Amanda's using my emoji. Thanks. Nails has been a member for 25 months and said these milestones come around quickly. They do. What is Dwayne's worst movie? I'm trying to think. People say, oh, The Tooth Fairy. But I don't. The Scorpion King was I mean, when he was in The Mummy Returns, it's just some of the worst CGI I've ever seen in my life. That on the whole is pretty bad. I loved Walking Tall. What was I not crazy about? The Disney phase was not terrible, to be honest with you. I mean, there's certainly Doom. I'm not a fan of them doing Jumanji how they did. I think there was a lore there that they could have played with a little more. Aaron said, good morning, everyone. From Mama Keys and I, watch with your mother. This is great, good bonding experience of what are we doing. Pogo said, happy birthing People's Day. You can also adopt. It's also an option. Mia said, sing the song Linger by the Cranberries because my brother made coffee this week and the smell lingered through the house. I love Linger. It's one of my favorites. Let's start off hot. Gather your mothers around with 3 minutes into this fucking show. Linger by the Cranberries. Oh, I love to linger, 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 wag my finger, finger, finger. There's a ringer, ringer, ringer on my finger, 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 and that's where I linger, linger, linger. And I'm a singer, singer, singer. I ringer, ringer, ringer with a finger while I linger. Let us see on this day all the ways that we can play and have fun as we do. That's your friend, please bring her. We've got balls and bats and nets and trampolines. Oh, yes, we do. And if that is your friend too, Bring and let her linger. Oh, let linger, linger, linger. Wag my finger, finger, finger. There's a ringer, ringer, ringer on my finger, finger, finger. It's where I linger, linger, linger. And there's that bee, stinger, stinger, stinger. I'm in pain right now, but then I will linger. Bring your friends around to everyone, and then we'll wonder why. Do the people who don't linger, they always want to cry? Don't show up and then leave. Please stay for a while. And the more you can linger is the more that you can smile. Oh, yes, I linger, linger, linger with my finger, finger, finger. There's a ringer, ringer, ringer on my finger, finger, finger. It's where I linger, linger, linger. Is that your wife? Tell her to bring her. Because we all will linger. It was Linger by the Cranberries. Hope that worked for everybody. I'm sure it frightened the people in spaces. Sean said, hey, yo, culties. Hi, RJ. Lauren said, happy Mother's Day, everybody. Major Foma said, to paraphrase the famous words of Vanilla Ice, word to all your mothers. And just words in general. Speak. He was trying to say, speak to your mothers. Open a dialogue. Have good, hearty, honest conversation with them. Pogirl said, happy Mom's Day to those who are both mothers and fathers out there. Pogirl, that's bullshit. There's also Father's Day. They get their own. SM said, my mom's expectations are too high. I've stopped trying. I had a nice little phone call with my mother this morning, but I also took her yesterday. And I feel like that lessened the bulk of the Mother's Day call. Called a little last night, got some business out of the way, and then this morning, happy Mother's Day. Oh, thank you. And then that's it. Possibly, he said, Doom is The Rock's only bad movie, in my opinion. There are definitely bad ones out there. Believe me, you're not looking hard enough. Good morning. And my mom hates gays, so I'll watch with y'all mothers in here. I don't think you typed that sentence correctly. I'm going to urge you to look at that and perhaps retype it again. Nug said, the getaway is rough. Yes, another lackluster. Also, what was the other one with Christopher Walken? Hell Dorado? Am I crazy? Southland Tales is Dwayne's worst movie. Wasn't there a Get Shorty? There's no way he was good in that. Nail said, happy first Mother's Day, Mrs. Nug. Sean said, Central Intelligence. Was he also in Get Smart? I'm going to the IMDb. Positively, he said, Planet 51 is an underrated animation movie starring The Rock. What's the one where it was just like earthquake? He went through a disaster phase. It was his Irwin Allen years. Not my favorite. Amanda said, yes, I can't wait for the clip of Linger. David said, happy Mother's Day to all your mothers. Happy Mother's Day to David's mother, who Lord knows had to put up with a lot of shit. And then happy Mother's Day to David's wife, Christina. And the 2 1 boys, Charlie and Gus. And no happy Mother's Day to Courtney Cox, who owes me a cappuccino. Rob said, Golden Jet is offended. I don't know what that's talking about. Everyone's saying good morning to David. Susie has been a member for 6 months and says, good morning. Well, a good morning to you. Who's the no? Zoel Lopez said, oh my God, this is good. Thank you. It ended up being, I thought, oh God, we're in trouble. And then it ended up being very catchy. Nug said, had a coffee nightmare this morning. Descaled the Keurig, first mistake. Descaled the Keurig with vinegar yesterday and ran 9 cycles of water to rinse it out. But it wasn't enough, and this morning's coffee was ruined. Is the convenience of the Keurig machine worth it if you have to clean it like this? Because I just rinse my French press and then I make another one. I'm ready. You don't even have to clean it. Really, you don't. You don't have to like wash it with soap. You rinse it, and then it still has that coffee oeuvre. Vinegar coffee. It's not, you're gonna have to put some sweet shit. You have to flavor whatever counteracts vinegar. Zoel has a chef's kiss. Thank you. Rob said he's feeling this one. Yes, I was. Nail said I feel like there could be a good dance to Linger. Nail said, my mother is English and Mother's Day there was last month. Today is therefore Sunday for us. Can someone explain why in the United Kingdom they decided to have a different Mother's Day? It just would have made, and then you're like, well, why don't they have a different Christmas? Mia said, my mom's on a cruise, so I'm spending the morning with RJ. But good for your mother. Good for her cruising around with all those people adrift on the ocean. The chemicals and germs, it's good. Minna said, morning. Minna Coletta said, morning. RJ, hello, everyone. Hello to you. Leo said, hi, all. At work, but now COVID-free, thankfully. Hope everyone is doing okay. Congratulations. 3 cheers for you. Violet said, oh, my mother hates me for being gay. So I'll watch with the mothers in here, y'all. LOL. 2 stoned, I'll say. But welcome nonetheless, Violet. Sean, San Andreas was the earthquake movie. Thank you, Sean. I appreciate it. Neil said, is my new badge a laptop with RJ written on it? No, it's like there's a star, I think, and there's a city in the background. Enjoy it. Sean said, also, I remember The Rock's press junket for Hercules, another movie I forgot about, had him telling people he was really super determined to land that role and how important it was for him to play Hercules. But that's like, remember when I think Triple H was like explicitly gunning for Conan the Barbarian, as I am explicitly gunning to play Dr. Oren Scrivello, DDS, in Little Shop of Horrors. Almighty Scorpion said Mother's Day for England falls on the metric system, which probably makes it like the correct Mother's Day, the easier one to deal with. David said, next Mother's Day, I'm going on a cruise with RJ. Let's buy a boat, David. Let's do something wacky. Let's get a yacht and let's learn how to sail. Not a luxury. Let's take people out on it. Let's open a boating business. Do you remember when we were in, remember we almost went boating? We wrestled at that casino in Minnesota, up north in Minnesota. And they were on a lake and we hung out there all day and I hated it. I had a horrible time. And they were like, it was early in the morning. You're like, let's do a boating thing. And they're like, I don't know. We don't have any boats or something. It was very weird. Neil said, USA and the UK have the same Father's Day, so the different Mother's Day is very annoying. That calls for an investigation. Pogirl said, what would you talk about if Courtney were to finally give you that cappuccino? I'd talk about what a waste it was to even offer one in the first place. Sean said, are you calling mom today? I already did. I explained this minutes ago, Sean. She's good. Everything's fine. She's in good health. Amanda said, oh my God, can I help film the two of you on a cruise, please? Love, exciting, and new. There's something about cruises. I was just talking about this. Cruises are gross to me the same way a buffet is inherently gross to me, the same way a hot tub is inherently gross to me. There's something about the lack of flow. Does that make any sense? And the heat of it. We're there and we have everything we need. And I'm like, no, you don't. There's absolutely no way. And it's also like, you want to be out on the ocean, but then you want to be out on the ocean in something so big that you forget you're out on the ocean. Sounds like you don't want to be out on the ocean. Sounds like you could just stay in a hotel. It's a good idea. And then also they're very big on fun, coordinating games. Nug used to do improv on the cruise ships. They always have a fun and games director, activities and karaoke and dancing and games and you get a picture with a captain. And they're all trying to distract you from the fact that you're on a fucking ship. David said, RJ's gift to his mom is not visiting. I love buffets, hot tubs, and cruises. And if you want to chow down on a single plate of, my favorite thing is older people they don't want to keep getting up for the buffet. So they will put absolutely everything they can on one plate. And it's so inappropriate food-wise to me. It's just inappropriate, to have salmon and then Jell-O and then Caesar salad and maybe a roll or something and a sugar cookie. It's incorrect. You should not be allowed to do that. I know the one trip only rule. I completely understand that. But I also think what we really need to do is different plates for different shit. I'm sorry. You're supposed to have your salad. You go up, you get your salad, you sit down. You go up, you get a couple main things, then you sit down. Maybe again, if you liked stuff, or if you want to try something different in the main section, then you sit down, then dessert. Don't do it all in one plate. That's just it's abhorrent. Sean said, call my mother again. Amanda said, hey, David, my Protestant Tees order with your shirt is on its way. And if you want clown shirts, and I know you do, please go to bozo.com. Mia said, how was the dark tapings last week? Did you go on any rides at Universal? I know, because I was filming stuff. I don't get to see much of the actual shows when I'm at the show, where I'm doing stuff, unfortunately. But everyone seems nice and good and fun. Nail said, speaking of boating, when I think of RJ having hobbies, I feel he would hate things like fishing, but also hate things like extreme sports mountain climbing. He needs a medium effort to fun hobby. I don't like being outside. Like almost universally, period. If it's outside, I've already it's lost a few. It's bumped down the list. I have indoor activities all at the top, and then outdoor, like rock climbing. Indoor rock climbing, I'd be more inclined to do it than outdoor rock climbing. I need to get a fly in my. I don't need to do this. I don't want to do this anywhere. Andrea said norovirus on a cruise ship. Oh yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Jamie said cruises, buffet, and hot tubs are essentially germ stew, but I probably wouldn't decline any of them. You're a germophile. Sorry. Neil said RJ was at dark. I mean, I wasn't on the show, but I was there. I was around. I don't even think you'll see me in the background. Almighty Scorpion said 1 plate with 8 courses is a bit excessive. I say, Aaron said your mother would want you to like. She's been a member for 25 months. Your mother would want you to like the video and the Hey W video too. So please, dear Lord, go do that. SM said, are buffets not as popular in Canada, or is this your personal opinion? Buffets are popular. I don't know if they're popular. I mean, they were popular in like the 80s, like the concept. We have them, certainly. Never as much as they do in the States. Anything with like mass food quantities, there will just be less of them in Canada than there are in the States. Even if they're extremely, extremely popular in Canada and people hate them in the States, there will still be more in the States. It's always advantageous to the United States to have as much different food as possible in one place at the same time. That's just embedded in the Constitution, quite frankly. I think it's the only thing all Americans seem to be able to agree on. And that's also like Oreos. In Canada, you're getting like 3 different clients of Oreos at a grocery store, max. Go to the States, just a wall. It's the whole aisle is just a sign that says Oreos. Like it was that key lime Oreos. What the fuck? I saw M&M flavors in the States. I could not conceive in Canada. If they had those M&M flavors in Canada, it would rock the country to its very core. Violet said, what underwear are you wearing for this morning? Show us your fashion. Violet, I think you missed it here, but I had these little, oh, Lord, you can't see. Let me do they're blue, they're hip, they're fun, they're nice. I think we made the point. And Christine said, good morning, all. I slept in 1,000 apologies. I just need one, and I'm okay. Blue Meanie is here. Good morning, all. Good morning, all, to you, Mr. Meanie, and congratulations on all your success. He's hobnobbing with the big hip companies. It's adorable. Neil said, oh, you were just at AW in general as normal, not at dark and wrestling? Yeah, no. Everyone's saying hi to Blue Meanie. Morning Meanie, morning me. Yes, I'm aware. Pogirl said, do you think that food tastes better in the States compared to Canada? I mean, food is a very broad term. I would say almost universally no. The best of anything in Canada is usually not as good as the best in the States. Having said that, because the States has so much, I would also say the States has also the worst food, if that makes sense. I have most of my truly disgusting experiences have been in the States, food-wise. Not Canada. Canada's more mediocre, the greater average, perhaps. Hope that makes sense. Nell said, I don't think I could go to a public buffet now. Well, because I've opened your eyes for what it is. Amanda said, I was legit blown away at the amount of Oreo flavors the other day. There's seriously 20. Oreo has just cracked. I don't know how much more money they need to make, but they're like, what do you guys want from us? Pick a flavor, any flavor. We will put it in the cream. We'll slap 2 cookies on it. It's yours. Just tell us. Andrea said, can I cash in a belated birthday song? You can sing whatever you feel like. All right. It's a belated birthday. And she did say whatever I feel like. Okay. Give me a minute. Let me think here. But I'm gonna get it. It'll come to me and then I'll just start singing. Almighty Scorpion said, hit up the bunny for all your Oreo needs. She like traffics in them. Andrea said, if you interview the bunny, you have to sneak in an Oreo review. You know what? Every time I've been to AEW, I've never, the Butcher and the Bladed Bunny have not been all together at once. This was very difficult for me. Christina said, I think the most popular buffet in the Toronto area is Mandarin, and it's popular, and she's not speaking in quality terms. Just as, you know, it's known as a buffet. I mean, we don't have Golden Corral. That was probably the worst breakfast experience I've ever had in my life, is eating at Golden Corral before a show in like Pennsylvania. Because we got up late. And when you get up late and you miss the early bird at Cracker Barrel, that place is fucking rammed. And it would take forever. You got to go to Golden Corral. Unfortunately, it was a disaster. And then, so all these pictures of Jeff Foxworthy staring at you like the devil and you're in Dante's Inferno. It was the worst. Nelson, I think the USA is insane for thinking Oreos are good cookies. The USA does not know biscuits at all. No, they don't. The Oreos are, yeah, it's indicative of the country. Violet said, I heard a rumor that AEW is going to get their own reality show. False or true? It's true. It's me with a pencil, and I sneak into meetings, and I write Tony Shalhoub's name on the talent list, and then we see what happens. It's great. You're going to... Oreos is great, and I need Bunny and Oreos on AEW. Well, I don't know who you make these requests to. SM said, I just want to mention how huge RJ looks on AEW, like tall and swole. Thank you. Someone commented on YouTube that he should give wrestling a try. Hey, if you fill out a little, you can go someplace. Pogro said, not a fan of Oreo. Too sweet. It's too sweet. Mia corroborates, saying, when I met him in person, I didn't think he was that tall. Rob said, I get the impression a lot of people are shocked at how big he is in person. Mia said Golden Corral is nasty. There we go. SM said, are the other wrestlers just smaller then? It's a big man business. Interviewing. Nail said, I think you don't realize how tall he is until the people who you know are tall stand next to him and look short. And then it recalibrates everything. Pogirl said, I don't know why I never cared for much of the restaurant food in Canada. Loved Toronto Spaghetti Factory. Ever go? I believe I missed it as a child. I could have went, but I think we were going to the Organ Grinder. That was the novelty restaurant du jour when I was much, much younger. I also discovered last night, to my absolute delight, there's this article that came out about Ed Koch, former mayor of New York in the 80s, how he was perhaps a closeted homosexual, allegedly, and it was very sad and frustrating because the AIDS crisis was going on. Anyway, tremendous article. I read it. I think it was in the New York Times. I read it and I was just moved, just like, oh my God, like that's just heavy, heavy shit. And I sent it to my uncle and he wrote back to just, and this is perhaps me and my family in a nutshell. He said, you know, your great uncle once had words with Ed Koch. He once got into an argument with him. And I was just fucking delighted. So I've been spending my evening and I was spending my morning calling different family members to get to the bottom of the Ed Koch argument story. It's now, this is just the best thing to ever happen to me. And I think my great uncle was a member of like a block association, like a community, like a neighborhood community thing. He was speaking on behalf of that certain community. And then he met the mayor, and I'm not sure. The investigation continues. I'll publish the full story in full when I get it. Bossman said, what's your cookie of choice? I really do love a black and white cookie. There's so much there in one. It's a little journey. Andrea said, every time a Golden Corral commercial shows a chocolate fountain, I imagine a child sticking a chicken finger in it. Don't fuck with the food. They need food watchers there. That place is just whatever you want. It's no rules. It's really Lord of the Flies. Christine said, you can probably get spumoni at the spaghetti. Oh, then I should go to this. was going to say the spaghetti. That's what they should have called it. At the Spaghetti Factory, apparently, you can get spumoni. Well, I'm very, very excited about that now. Poker said, RJ does look pumped, doesn't he? I'm exuberant. Nick said, the greatest food I discovered in the USA is penny a la vodka. Never had that before moving here. It's the greatest. I can think of England and go, yes, there's no penny a la vodka there. SM said, what do we think about Freddie Prinze Jr. starting his own wrestling company? I don't know. I'm not crazy about the guy. Apparently, he was supposed to be on our opposing team at Family Feud, Celebrity Family Feud. He dropped out at the last second. I'm not crazy about that. Some professional. So, Amanda said, I enjoyed how hard you pushed Orange Cassidy during the interview. You're so amazing at what you do, RJ. It's journalism. That's it. I was just trained by the best, some good people that instilled the fundamentals in me, and I stuck to them. That's it. Violet said, congratulations on the reality TV show. Can't wait to see you on TV. We're going to be shaloobing it up. Positively E said, do you need a separate contract to wrestle on Dark, or do you just get a bonus Cobb salad for taking bumps? That's not been discussed yet. I will say, Orange Cassidy, I don't want to spoil anything for those of you who haven't seen it, but he got very physical. Rob said they renamed a bridge after him, and absolutely no one calls it that. Oh, we're talking about Ed Koch? Yeah, I think my great uncle said he went around neighborhood to neighborhood and said, don't call that bridge the Ed Koch Bridge. Allie said, I'm sorry for being late. It's okay. I just finished watching Hey W. That's okay. Sorry that I'm late to the show. I was watching your other show. I believe that's okay. Possibly he said, boo, Koch. Whole Girl says he challenged him to a duel. Neil said, have you had a cookie from Eric Stevens? Any show that he's been at selling cookies, I've yet to be at. They do sound delightful. I'd love to go to the store. The store seems very well designed. Rob said, where do you get your favorite Hardy Reuben? And I'm at high school, across the street, like Town Hall. And there was a restaurant in there. And this guy, I think his name was Carlos. He made the best Reuben. It was amazing. Every week, it was like every Wednesday or something, I would get a Reuben. I was of a different shape then, but it was delightful. Pogirl said, Freddie wrestles, I guess. Nail said, I hear you. Freddie is on the grievance list. Fuck that guy. I get pencil him in. Not sure about him yet. And then if I'm sure, you go over it in pen. Dear Lord. Positively, he said, who did Freddie play in Scooby? Was he the dog? I think he was Ralph Mouth. Rick said, hello from Nova Scotia. Oh, Lord. Your Hey W segment with Britt Baker, Dr. Britt Baker, DDS, was the best one so far, in my opinion. I found all the dental questions fascinating. I even went through that grafting procedure years ago. I love how it doubles as a legitimate interview with an actual dentist. Now I'm like, now we're providing this service. Neil said, beat up Orange Cassidy. I'm not going to stoop to that level. SM said, no, don't add him to the list, Nails. Positively, he said, once saw a video Orange Cassidy get physical with Zack Sabre Jr. and enjoyed it so much, I watched it again. All right. Nell said it's a maybe then. So let's sing that song. Kiss today goodbye and forget about tomorrow. We did what we had to do. Can't forget, won't regret what I did for love. Look, my eyes are dry. The sweetness and the sorrow, I didn't mind the same to you. Can't forget, won't regret what I did for love. What I did for love. Wasn't that nice? Right. Talk about bringing down the room. Mia said, I need to take you to this place called The Mansion. They have a great Reuben. It's hard to find a really good one. There's specifics you need. I think it needs to be on marble rye is my understanding. Pogirl said, Orange C. That's the guy who just stands there in jeans with his hands in his pockets. Nice technique. Yeah, I'll say. Amanda said, oh my God, RJ knows how to pick a song. SM said, the difference is Freddie didn't cancel as a personal insult to RJ. Others on the list objectively belong there. How do we know? People have tagged me and stuff. He hasn't responded to me. He's not following me. Who knows? He could be avoiding me for all I know. Nail said, are you going to the Long Island AEW show? And if so, are you hanging around? You could come to Create a Pro and confront Chelsea. I will not be at that show. I've also not been invited to Create a Pro or Major Fee, even though they get me to do videos for them all the time. And they're like, thanks, pal, and then kick me to the curb. And I think it's bullshit. So tweet your displeasure to all of them because I will not be there. Aaron through flowers. Thank you. Poe Girl said, okay, I kept singing that song this morning, but I did for love. Well, look at us, Poe Girl. Mike Gallagher said, after being requested to by someone in the back for Bloodstream, have you and J-Duke commenced baby making? No. It was video game, not even video game babies. We don't sim. There are no babies to speak of. Spot Center said, my brother and I had a knockdown, drag-out fight over the importance in comedy of SNL's Tim Kazurinsky. Well, I think perhaps Nug could speak to that better than I can. I don't know if he was integral. I wouldn't go Lenny Bruce, Dick Gregory, Tim Kazurinsky, but I think he was a stalwart member of the community, certainly of the Police Academy series. If Nug is around, he's probably left now. I don't want to badger him for his hot opinion on Tim Kazurinsky. Almighty Scorpion said, we have a place here that makes a 1 pound Reuben. Jesus. And then they put a fried egg on it to make it no longer a Reuben. That would take it out of the Reuben category. Nail said, I love tweeting at Cardone. I'm on it. They're really the Tortellis of professional wrestling. Spot Center said, it always ended in a draw because we both thought he sucked. And I don't have a brother. That's a good swerve there. Really nice. Amanda said, how do you feel about the Mark Danhausen Hook knee situation? Well, I will say, smart Mark Sterling, again, I'll group him in with the rest of the major crew. Brian, I think, is the one pulling the strings because he's quiet. SM said, I seriously thought you flipped off OC because he was late. Well, I was very upset with it. SM said, fuck the Cardonas. Al G said, what are Matt Chin and Jason Agnew up to these days? Jason Agnew is on the radio right now on 1010, AM 1010 talk time, news talk. And he's hosting Sunday morning trivia. And I believe it's all about mothers today. So if you're in the Toronto area, you can listen to him on the radio. He also continues to have his wrestling show. He also, I believe, is a news anchor. He's doing a bunch of things. Matt, I do not, consistently with Matt, he's doing some very obscure, delightful comedic things. That's, with some good editing, that is certainly beyond my grade. That is the Mac Chin trademark. They're both wonderful. Nell said, did everyone notice the lozenge return at the very end of EW? It's one of those episodes you're going to immediately, once it's over, you're going to go back and watch again and say, how did we get to that point? There's a lot there. Julio said, I'm too late. That's for sure. Noma Escadi said, no Mama City on the show this morning. I think we've used her too much. I think we got the gist. Julio said, hello, TikTok guy, IG. President said, who do you trust less, a Jeff or a Gerf? A Geoff. Gerf. I know what I'm getting with a J, Jeff. The Gerf people, the jury's still out. I haven't met enough of them. As I said, I forced my sister to follow RJ on TikTok. Thanks. Rick said, will you have a hard time adjusting your sound levels if Dr. Luther ever makes it as a guest on Hey W with his screeching and all? We're going to put him like 6 feet behind me and then keep the boom where I am. We're going to remedy that situation. Positively E said, Hookhausen is my favorite BL, and I will ask you for a definition of BL. Spot Center said, does Bert Convey still have that good hair? From my understanding, he's either dead or yes. Mia said, I need you to hang out with Matt Taven and Dalton Castle again, get the Coaster Club together. I should go to Nashville and maybe do a nice little painting stream with Dalton. Rob said, when people say someone is before their time, I feel like RJ is beyond his time. Like he was born 80 years too late. Well, we can only it's hard to say I'm before my time yet because I'm still here. We're going to have to wait till, after. If everyone starts doing these kind of interviews and obscure references, then we'll realize I'll be before. I'm definitely, for sure, after my time. And I could certainly be both, before and after my time. Nailed it. I set an alarm early to watch HeyW early, uninterrupted, with enough time to watch again and make gifts. Then I wake Rob up with enough time to watch before this program. it's so nice to like let it play in full and in silence, especially this episode. Like that's where I agree with. I know Martin Scorsese tries to say a lot of inflammatory shit to get people angry, but I do agree. Like you want to watch something, like when you hit play, you should not hit pause. It ruins the entire flow. Aaron said, Nails, that's inspirational. Nail said, Dalton started talking to you when you popped up on the stream the other day and you left him hanging. Rather rude of you. You wrote a joke and left. That's what I do. I'm like, oh, he's on, but he was not on yet. And I'm like, well, I don't have the time, so I will write and then I will leave. Not that he pops up here. Didn't he pop up in one City After Dark stream and talked about Bobby do the horse and then left? Spot Center said, I knew a fetus that was before his time. Good dude. A bit of a homebody, though. Real good baby joke there, Spot Center. I hope you're proud of yourself. Maybe I should actually press the coffee I have here, too. Let me take a sip. SM said, my stream keeps buffering. It doesn't tell me anything on my end, so if there's a mass problem, I'm certainly unaware of it. Here's a good old-fashioned press, just like the old days. Isn't that nice? The smoothness of it. That's fantastic stuff. Al said, sorry if this was discussed, but are we getting the road to Double or Nothing? I don't know if it's official, but I have a hat, and I'm planning on going to Vegas. I assume people will need some level of transportation. Nell said, yes, in the days I used to get too starstruck to talk in front of him, he's still talking about Bobby and the horse. Oh, we're talking about Dalton. Yeah. She doesn't give a shit about me. Now she's moved on to be starstruck about other people. Dalton, he's very accessible. I wouldn't worry about it. Mia said, I love your coffee cup. Thank you. The wonderful Epcot's our center of learning. Lola said, in my opinion, better after your time than before your time, since the past is awful. I'm going to put that on my tombstone. Just the past is awful. Song request. Amanda wanted Where Is My Mind by the Pixie Chicks in honor of the amazing Hey W today. Okay. I love that song. It's one of my favorites. Has anybody seen my mind? Da, 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 da. I think I left it behind. Da, 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 da. Maybe next to that apple rind. Ba, 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 ba. Has anybody seen my mind? Ba, 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 ba. Where is my mind? I think it's under the couch. Ba, da, ba, ba. Where is my mind? Look for it. Don't be a slouch. Da, 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 da. Has anybody seen my mind? Da, 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 da. I think I've left it behind. Ba, 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 ba. I really am in quite a bind. Ba, 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 ba. Has anybody seen my mind? Ba, 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 ba. Where is my mind? It's up your ass. Where is my mind? Use the magnifying glass. Where is my mind? Ba, 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 ba. Where's my mind? Do, 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 do. Anybody seen my mind? Da, 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 da. I think about it all the time. Ba, da, da, da. Has anybody seen my mind? Da, 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 da. I think I left it behind. Da, 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 da. Is it over here? No. Is it over there? No. Is it over there? No. Okay. That was Where Is My Mind by the Pixie Chicks, and we love it. And when Orange Cassidy comes out to it, he's raring to go. Neil said, I'd still be starstruck in person for you, but online, fair enough. I've overexposed myself. Sean said, this one hurts. Not going to lie. Andrew said, have you thought about trying to interview any New Japan wrestlers at the crossover show? Toru Yano, I have tweeted that explicitly. Give me him. I want Yano. I need him. I need him on the show. That's the forbidden door for me. The real forbidden door is, of course, Tony Shalhoub. Neil said, your tweets about Bobby Fish are hilarious. Thank you. Rob said, are they getting you to do stuff for Forbidden Door? One large event at a time, please. Don't think things are planned that far ahead. Let me deal with Vegas first. Let me deal with the other AEWs that we've done, and they have to come out. Because if you thought the Orange Cassidy one was weird, the rest are even, oh, Jesus. Al said, I want to dub this to the end credits of Fight Club. That's fine by me. Aaron is fully choking over the Pixie Chicks. SM said, it's up your ass. Aaron said art. Amanda said perfect. Thank you. Neil said I'd love to see Lulu Pencil come back. I would love to see Lulu Pencil. People are wild about her. Sakura, everybody. I would just come on. Spy Center said, does that door open behind you? No. It's not really a door. It's just a brick wall behind it. Sean said, oh God, please, yes. Yano, please. Yes, Yano City. Neil said, RJ quivering trying to talk to murder grandpa would be amazing. He's a stylish fella. Christine said, yes. Rob said, Spy Center. He has to, otherwise it's not a door. Well, it's not a door. It's an accoutrement. Lola said, what's your favorite gimmick of all time in wrestling? When you talk about the abstract, when you talk about the surreal, only one name comes to mind, and that's Tugboat. Can't get any better than that. Christine said, I'd enjoy RJ Hiromu. Aaron said, the real Forbidden Door. I would like my ultimate Forbidden Door for AEW. Tony Shalhoub, BB Newirth. Fucking bring them on. Calling you out now, BB Newirth. Come on the show. Put your money where your mouth is. Sit down in the hot seat and let's talk wrestling. And if you know Tony Shalhoub, you could contact him. That would be great. Pogo said, I'll have to research Lulu Pencil. I have to research Lulu Pencil. You should. She's delightful. Speaking of pencils, Sanjay, I don't know how his ear doesn't fall over. Nell said, are you Orson? No. Speaking of, it was Orson Welles' birthday yesterday. And there's a wonderful thread of him shitting on people. I think I retweeted it. But I put up that great video of him. Action, Orson. Do you mind not saying action? Do you mind? Just roll the camera and I will direct this probably wine commercial. Aaron said, RJ Taguchi, please. Make your request. Tweet the people. I'm not in charge. I have a seat. They turn the camera on. I have papers and I go. So beyond that, I do not know. Rob said, Zach, banging on about the ghost of George Michael in an interview with RJ would be the best. I guess so. Spockton said Lulu's signature move is the pencil roll. Rolling on the mat left and tripping in the... Oh, yeah, I remember that. RZSJ would be amazing. There are... I mean, who do I not want on the show? Well, certainly Mark Ruffalo and Stanley Tucci. And yeah, I guess that's it. Maybe not Freddie Prinze, certainly. But other than that, fair game. I am open. So it'll be a nice time. Let me sip some coffee. And some of you may be asking what coffee this is. This is my own. That's good. High anxiety coffee, which you can get at rootlesscoffee.com, along with Danhausen, Coffeehausen, and Warhorse's Coffee Horse, whatever the fuck it is. It's a good time. Neil said, throw guests at him. His creativity will do the rest. It's open season, and that is the joy of the deep AEW roster, is that it's fucking fair game. Bring them on. I'm here and I'm ready. Pogirl said, high anxiety is a good roast. Thank you, Pogirl. Neil said, you need Bobby on the show to do the horse. Let's break the internet. If anyone wants to watch anything, is Bobby Fish doing the horse. SM said they should auction off the chair you broke on AEW. I'm sure it's been disposed of. I don't think it broke past the point of repair. I think it was just not set up already, like set up correctly. So over time it had collapsed on me. Randy Yip said, RJ, I have created a tequila drink for you, but our bar won't open before Double or Nothing. So Randy was so kind enough to tell me via Cameo that he's opening a tequila bar in Vegas. And they want to name a drink after me, and they want me to create it. So I gave him a list of stuff I like that he could make a drink out of. That's very sad, but I will come back to Vegas just to have this drink. Randy, tell me what's in it. I believe it's called the Midnight Special. And my rule was that it only be served at midnight. You have to wait, and it would be like the halfway point of the evening. If you're staying out to like 3 or something, like you start at 9, then you dip, you have a midnight special. Randy said, we're calling it RJ's Midnight Special. Then people say, who's RJ? And then Randy will say, fuck if I know. Neil said, enough of this flim flam. Is there a limit on flim flam? Well, yeah, it was a good 30 seconds of silence. Spot Center said, ever wrestle a fellow that has a skin disorder, oozing scabs, or body part you didn't want to touch? I'll tell you, one of the most humbling experiences is when you finish a match and realize you have BO, but it's not your own. Rob said, is it like a Manhattan special? Rob, tell the kids what's in the drink. Oh, here we go. Randy said, this is the drink. This is RJ's Midnight Special. Lime juice, Italicus, Blanco tequila, and green chartreuse with muddled cucumber and a mint leaf on top. Is that a fucking drink or is that a fucking drink? Holy shit. That is going to be, because I wanted refreshing. I wanted like, whoa, like I'm ready to start the day. Nails and SM are vomiting, not at the drink. It was my BO comment. So listen, let me repeat this because it sounds fantastic. Randy Ipps' creation and tribute to me, RJ's Midnight Special. This sounds like the bartender scene in Nutty Professor. A smidge of vinegar. It's with lime juice, Italicus, Blanco tequila, and green chartreuse with muddled cucumber and a mint leaf on top. It's going to be so... and then I'm going to dance the night away. That is delightful. I'm so excited. Positively, he said, RJ broke a chair. He's officially a big man wrestler like Andre or Andrew Everett. Yes. If you watch the Brit interview, my chair collapses under my tremendous girth. Sponsor said, if a guy has a huge package, can you feel it doing a scoop slam? No, because you actually scoop past it. Or you try to. Slammed Coco Beware, and I got a handful. Nail said, that's a whole thing. So RJ. Randy said, glad you love it. Your instructions were something green, something refreshing. This is so good. Rob said, Italicus sounds like a good band name. Maybe they could sing while you drink. It'll be fun. Spot Center said, ever been kissed by pretty Ricky Wilde? Multiple times. Jasmine says, how about a non-alcoholic version called the Noon Special? I feel like, what's it? I don't know what Italicus is. But can't you just take out the... Oh, Italicus is a herbal liqueur from Italy. So maybe you could just take out that and the Blanco, and that's it. And then it'll be... Unless they have like a virgin tequila mix. I'm sure they do. Andrew said, Italicus bottles are gorgeous. I can't wait to hear the waiters explain it. Rob said, RJ's girth straight from the horse's mouth. Nail said, you're not going to dance the night away. If anything, you'll get a coaster and put it on the piano and have a tinkle with an unlit cigar in your mouth, just dangling and doing the horse. Randy said, it's all liquor except the lime juice. Green chartreuse is also an alcoholic. We'll think of something. You go there, you tell Randy, you say, I want to really experience the Midnight Special, and he'll be happy to help you. Spot's going to say, you grabbed Coco's Frankie. I did, and the real Frankie, sadly, I believe, perished in a fire. Rob said, so herbs, cucumbers, mint, and lime. This sounds more like pesto than a drink. It's a pick-me-up. It's a You go to a garden and have fresh mint leaf and go, I guess you can drink pesto. I'm sure you could drink pesto if you really wanted to. Girth time. Randy is very happy. Randy, do you have a name of the bar or the location or some details I could plug at least incoming? It's a shame because I was like, if I come in for Double or Nothing, I want to drink my own tequila, but it's okay. It's all right. Mr. Havoc said, good morning, and good morning to you. It's a little late. Nail said, when you write on the menu, please write, it's a whole thing at the end of the list of other, it's a whole thing. There was this guy, put my picture on the wall like I'm dead, like I'm Large Marge. May he rest in peace. Rob said, this is the drink Marty McFly makes to sober up Doc in 1885. That's the thing. It's like, it'll keep you drunk but alert. Because sometimes you get drunk and you're like, wow, this is going to go off the rails. It's called Mezcla. Am I saying that right? Mezcla. It's in the Arts District in Las Vegas off of California Street. I have another uncle there, and I will certainly he will be very proud of me. Splash and I said, I put the green pesto on my cover test. So again, it's Mezcla. It's in the Arts District, Las Vegas, California Street. Do you have an opening date, roughly? Please let me know. Mia said she's going to come see you when she goes to Vegas. Pogo Girl said, Large Marg scared the crap out of me. I'll tell you something. It was the worst accident I ever seen. This makes me, excited. Nail said, do you have a favorite photo in Cats? What? Nails, what the hell does that mean? Do I have a favorite photo of my cat? Doesn't make any sense at all. This woman's just blithering. Is she okay? Somebody get her a midnight special, and quickly. Christine sent a lovely citrus tribute just because. Christine's she's being a doll, quite frankly. Can I say that? I think I will. I have and I will. Rob said, Cat's Deli. Do I have a favorite photo? There was a video that has since been scrubbed from the internet. I do not know why, and I should have saved it. Some of these videos, I'm like, I should just download this. It's Letterman. It's a remote, and he goes to different Chinese restaurants that have pictures of Alan Alda on their walls, and he asks them about Alan Alda's dining habits. And it was like my favorite video ever. I loved it so much. But I also know, like, every pizza place or Italian restaurant will also have in New York, in Brooklyn, will have a picture of Debbie Mazar, whatever. It's always a black and white photo. It's very weird. And then I love the ones of the pictures of the celebrity at the restaurant. That's the bit, like Joe Pesci, and he's just sweating. Andrea said, have you been to the library bar at the Fairmont Royal York? I got a cocktail with honey in it, then got to visit the bees that made the honey on the hotel roof. Coolest Toronto memory. I've not. I mean, I've been there. One time, we were it was a Splatlot thing. We're all staying downtown. It was like, where are you staying? It's like, oh, it's the Royal York. And we're like, great. So and it's, of course, like the Royal York is like insanely big and fancy. And I remember me and Wendo, who plays Scab, we were rolling in and we're like, now we're living the high life. We're real celebrities, big shots. And we go to check in. They're like, we have nothing on your name. And we ran down every possible fucking name of anyone who worked on the show who would have booked this hotel. And they don't have it. And we called whatever producer who was in charge of it. And we said, what's the deal? And they said, no, it's not the Royal York. It's the Royal Alex. And the Royal Alex was like, not the Royal York. The term royal was pretty fucking dubious, is all I'm going to say. But it was a fun memory of sadness. SM said, midnight special kind of sounds like an afternoon delight. A little bit. Randy said, we wanted to open before Double or Nothing, but we're running into a few delays, so hopefully by the end of June. But I'll be back to let RJ know when we're open with pictures of his drink. That would be so fantastic, Randy. Thank you for doing this. This is so sweet. Nail said, when he said he put a picture up like he's dead, it made me think of all the photos in Cats, as I see you saying. Nail said, I love the photos of the steak place in Japan. Are you talking about Ribera's Steakhouse? Yes, where all the wrestlers go. That was the name of it. Major FOMO said Benihana. I got a jacket from Benihana. Rob said, Debbie Mazar's always got great 80s and 90s stories on Instagram posts about where she lives or bought weed. I don't think I follow her. I really should. Nail said Ribera, they get the jackets. Those are fun. They're not practical. Those satiny jackets, I just don't find them very practical. Maybe if they had something fleece-based. Then I would wrestle in Japan if they had a fleece-based jacket there. Paul Girl said, have not been to the Royal York in forever. Well, you should really try the Royal Alex. You can just fucking say royal about anything. If you're opening a hotel, Mezcla, you just call it Royal Mezcla. They're not going to stop you. You're not going to get a C&D from the royal family. Nail said, have you been to Japan? No, I have not, nor have I been invited, nor have I tried to go. I was in Italy twice. It's got to count for something. Christine said, I just pictured you sleeping on the stage at the Royal Alexandria Theater. For tickets, call 222-2222. I love that commercial. Rob said the Ribeiro jackets look like they're uncomfortably hot. Like I would sweat in them even in freezing conditions. They're for those big Haas guys who are always sweating anyway. It helps them tighten up. Spot Center said, you're so captivating this morning that I missed the message from my Instacart shopper. He's on edamame pasta for this little guy. He's on his way. Well, tell him if he's in Vegas at the end of June, I want to pick me up at the late noon hour to go to Mezcla. Donald Gold said, morning, folks. A little late, Donald. Jesus. Randy said, thanks, RJ. I'm taking off for Mother's Day brunch. Well, happy day to your mother. Just wanted to share. Have a good one. Thank you, Randy. Brunch well. I'm sure it's going to be packed. There's going to be a line. Rob said, you found Italy twice before Tucci found it once. No shit. Who? Trevor Noah just made fun of Stanley Tucci at the press correspondence dinner. He had a joke about him being unable to find the CNN Plus, and then he couldn't find Italy or some shit. I'm ahead of my time. Andrew said, what was your favorite place you visited in Italy? I was just talking about this morning. Rome is a little too tourist to me. It's like being in Times Square. Like, they know you're coming. The second time we went, it was like a villa in Tuscany. And it was like, oh my God. It was so Castle, maybe it's Casa Dacone, D''Acone. It was oh my God. Oh, look, all the wrestlers go to the Stone Pony in Winnipeg, another place I've not been. Raymond said, good morning from Cleveland, Oklahoma, the city that ran out of original ideas. Nail said, Tucci was in a film we watched the other day, and Rob said, look, it's your favorite person. I was so offended, and I'm sure he was so eloquent in it. We have some zucchini. And RJ City will be interviewing Orange Cassidy. Guard said, want to pop in and say hi. Great show as always. Hope you and Sylvia are doing well. Thank you, Guard One. Major said, what does Tooch have on CNN that they've gone all in on that boondoggle? They had a bunch of money in space set aside for Anthony Bourdain's Parts Unknown, which was doing so well. And then he kind of slid. He was like, to fill that gap. Randy said, have a good one, everyone. Mia, let me know when you come to Vegas. I'll make sure you get the midnight special. Adorable. Possibly he just said meat sweats with a Hulk Hogan emoji, and I'm sure that's unrelated. Rob said, I love Venice when I visited playing Assassin's Creed 2. That's the same thing. Met Da Vinci 2. Nice book. The one thing I noticed about Italy was that they really loved Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop. They had a bunch of, those people who draw like caricatures of you sit and they draw your face. And they will have, behind them, they will have sample caricatures of famous people to show you they can draw likenesses. And everyone I saw would have like the Pope, a soccer player, and then they would also have Eddie Murphy in Beverly Hills Cop going like this. Spot Center said, the Carriage Inn is jealous of all this Vegas talk. Bring your AEW brethren for an after party when you stop back in Pittsburgh. Holy shit. The last time I was there was like right before the pandemic. I think it was like January. And Carriage Inn still has a cigarette machine to tell you what decade they're living in. There's a fucking cigarette machine in there. They have a smoking section. Christine said, I keep seeing a Tucci ad for San Pellegrino, and it always infuriates me. It's water carbonate, is what we say. Rob said, why is it people still have to go at England because of the whole British Empire thing, but no one holds anything against Italy after the whole Roman Empire thing, because Rome fell. They had a complete... England is still kind of up. Rome is in ruins. Positively, he said, pony corral, not stone pony. Oh, well, whatever. Bring your horse. Major Fomo said, I was in the cheese aisle yesterday. I was trying to figure out how Tucci would pronounce Asiago. Asiago. That's it. Amanda said, cooking my mom some. What? SM said, I just want to say you've gained 3.4 thousand followers on Twitter since Tony said you were creating content for AEW. Great. And I've created content for them. And how is it going? Denny said, will you be wrestling this year? I would say yes. Amanda said, oh my God, sorry. Amanda's going to try that again. Nail said, I love how RJ's grievances have trickled down to all his cult followers. It's infectious. Rob said, the sun never sets on the British Empire. Spotson said, the Empire, Canada's greatest wrestling faction. They're very empirical. Amanda said, cooking mom some bacon and biscuits. Sorry, I thought Amanda turned into a cannibal. I said, I'm going to eat my mother. It was very bizarre. Anyway, that is the program. I'm going to ask you to go love your mothers. And if they're dead, just think of them fondly. Sean said, we're talking dying empires? My wheelhouse. I'm sorry. You're going to have to save it for next week, Sean. The show is over. Go watch the latest Hey W. Orange Cassidy. It is explosive and it is tense. Buy my merchandise. Follow my shit. Buy my coffee, rootlesscoffee.com. I guess that's it. Let's get a final look at these huckleberries. It's a fun, look at that. It's a fun pattern, huh? I think so. And so do you. And until next time. Oh, God. I ruined the shadow on my face. There we go. Godspeed.